Hi, I'm Adam, and it's a good day to be in the US of A. Or is it? We found out last month that ex-President Jimmy Carter is dying of cancer. And a lot of people have mixed feelings about Jimmy Carter as a president. Most people feel he's a nice man with the charitable work he's done, but they feel he might have been an ineffective president. But I think we need to stop and look back at his presidency through the eyes of history. Now, Jimmy Carter was a good man. I think most people will own that. In fact, he's one of the few presidents that doesn't score very well on the psychopath scale. But one thing I've noticed over the past few weeks, is since we've heard about this announcement, is that people have wondered how big his role has been in contributing to America's craft brew industry. Some people will say it wasn't that important because mainly all he did was legalize home brewing, but I would argue that he had a huge impact on craft brewing, and we need to thank him and remember him for that. You see, up until 1978, there had been many laws that were holdovers from Prohibition that prohibited home brewing. And by 1978, the U.S. brewery market had reached its absolute low. Jimmy Carter signed into the law H.R. 1337, which had an amendment by then-Senator Alan Cranston, which legalized homebrewing. And this took place on October 14th, 1978?
That is correct.
Now you may ask, how important is the legalization of homebrewing to the microbrew industry in the United States? Well, what you'll find is most microbrews were started by people who started with homebrewing. And the reason it's so important is up until that point, average people in their kitchens weren't allowed to learn the craft. A famous craft brewer once said, "A craft brewer is just a home brewer that got tired of his friends drinking for free." To me, this is not just speculation. The numbers bear it out. After he signed that bill into law, we see a spike in breweries in the United States, and we've been rising ever since. Now, this did not legalize home brewing across the country. Yes, it was a federal law, but basically it put it back to the states. Now, most of the states said, okay, home brewing is legal, but there were some holdovers. And sadly, home brewing was illegal in states like Alabama and Mississippi until 2013. So while Jimmy Carter may not have been the greatest president, yes, the economy was hurt in his time, and yes, gas prices went up, and there were all sorts of issues with Iran and things like that, one of the nice things is we have the benefit of history, and we can look back and see how much of an impact he had. And if he did have a major role in the craft brew industry in the United States, he had a huge impact on local economies, local jobs, and the beer industry in America has become, in my opinion, rival to any in the world. So as we think about Jimmy Carter, and we think about his presidency, and we think about his legacy in the United States, I think we need to remember the little things sometimes and how much they can make a huge impact. And on this issue alone, as someone who is a huge fan of the beer industry and takes part in it and is excited about it, I am very thankful for Jimmy Carter, and to me, economically speaking, it's one of the greatest things he ever did. So thank you, Mr. Carter. I hope you get better soon, and we hope to keep you with us for a little while longer. Well, thanks for watching our video. If you have any suggestions for beers you would like me to review, or any questions about beer you might have you'd like me to answer, please leave them in the comments below. And if you'd like to be a good American, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks.